right, everybody. Good evening. Please go ahead and hit that little bubble at the bottom right hand corner of your screen. Retweet out the space. Uh, we're going to cover a little bit of crypto news and then we'll get into some updates. Um, it's all your show today, Leo. I'm going to mute off. It's all you, man.
All right, let's do it. If
Baptism by fire, right? How about that?
Hey, let's do it.
Oh, man. All right. It's just us today in the community. You guys want to come up. This will create some banter, conversation. We'll get into any potential updates with Xeno. Uh, Man, I don't know if you guys have been paying attention, what you guys are invested in. I just got an alert on T Fuel that it's up 49% just now.
What's that?
It's another it's another crypto. I think T Fuel is one of the tokens along with the Theta space. Maybe I'd have to go back and look, but I know I own
Yeah,
some T Fuel. Maybe it's time to take some profits and go mint another Xeno, huh?
yeah, let's do it.
Um, Let me see. I'm trying to. All right, man. What a busy day yesterday, and then I had to be up before dawn, heading to work today. It's been a long day. And it feels like it's only today is Wednesday, right? It's Wednesday here in the US.
Yeah, hump
Oh
day.
my god. Well, it feels like this week has gone by so fast but been so long at the same time. I don't know how you all
Yep.
are. How are you guys feeling about this week? Are we feeling good about it? Yeah, give me a thumbs up hard if you're feeling good about this week. All right. Oh, look at all those thumbs and hearts, man. That's freaking my sarcasm today, right? Yeah.
That's right.
No, it's good, man. Had some conversation with some people I hadn't seen in a while today, and they were, everything starts with a great attitude, right? The attitude, it can make a big difference in how your day goes. Uh, Attitude on how you perceive things, and even when there's things that get thrown at you that are potentially negative, and how you choose to overcome those, all starts with the attitude you choose to have, right? And it can, make a big difference. I think that a lot of times people overlook that aspect of things. Pretty tough, and especially when you're maybe financially you're struggling a little bit. Um, I think this is the perfect opportunity when you start looking. And again, we talk about this a lot with the market being what it is. Um, that there's a lot of opportunity to make some wealth in this market. We talk about Xeno being a long-term play. There's, if you learn how to trade the market, which is that educational component, we talk a lot about the upskilling that we do inside Xeno and our community. Man, I think it's a perfect time for us to be pulling together as a community and look into upskill and bring these opportunities in to the community so that we can all do better or have more wealth for our families. So appreciate everybody tuning in. If you wouldn't mind, please go ahead and hit that bubble down there at the bottom right. Let's retweet out the I say tweet, it's repost, I guess now, right, Leo?
That's right. Send that out again.
Yeah.
Hey, one thing that you said earlier that I want to talk about is your attitude, and being grateful and what I do is you can set it up the night before the day. So when you go to bed, you're like, I'm sleep well, you know, it's gonna be a peaceful night's sleep. Gonna wake up, get stuff done, have good attitude, and then all of a sudden when you wake up, it's like that continues, and just think positive, and then just be grateful.
Yeah. I will say that I 100% agree with that. Um, I was looking at a video that Fleece had posted on, I believe it was Fleece, that the Prince video. Yeah, he was talking about, how waking up every day and having to go do the grind 9 to 5 is kind of draining on the creative side of what we're here to do on Earth, right? So, no matter what your beliefs might be or anything like that, um, I think you kind of nailed it on the head. I think we're here to be creative. There's a lot of creative outlets, a lot of beautiful things that we could do, but everybody's so tied up in the 9 to 5 grind every day. Um, I
Yeah,
find it draining, Like I said, I had to be up at work really super early this morning, which I don't normally have to do. And obviously, I like to burn the midnight oil. Um, that expression, when you're burning the midnight torch kind of thing, I'm burning, my candle's burning on both ends and in the middle, you know?
yeah.
Um, so,
You wanna you wanna have a real life wake up, have a hard day, and then go to a third world country and run it and help with the soup kitchen and see how grateful and see how much we have.
yeah, the abundance we actually do have, right? Although I was speaking to a couple people today at work, and they were talking about how they spent some time over in Germany, and we were talking about the state of the economy and the pricing and things, and they were saying that food actually was cheaper over there because the food prices were controlled by the government. And so, because they traveled back and forth between Germany and the US a lot, they bought a lot of stuff in Germany and brought it to the US. But they said food was a big thing because the prices are controlled over there. Um, Compared to the US, it was a lot more expensive to buy buying food here in the US. So, um, very interesting when you start getting real perspectives from people that who've been to other areas of the world. And like you said, I think you go to travel. It's a great way to go see what other countries are like. Um, Maybe the struggles they have there in their economy, and come home. And even though, we have high amount of inflation here, and the percentage of the housing, food, rent here in the U.S., everything was up as far as percentage wise, like in the double digits or damn near close. Um, so I think through this whole process, you know, um, man, the cost of living here is starting to where if you were middle class, you are potentially now struggling at the bottom of that middle class, and now you know maybe find yourself even lower. Um, and it's kind of like we're just being squeezed like turnips, So um, now's the time if you're able to create some secondary income, uh, look to put it into some digital assets as this price appreciation from the market is going to have an impactful difference, right? You think about potentially buying a crypto that might be, say, anywhere from 2 to 5 cents per share. If it goes up, you're talking about 1,000 shares of it being maybe $20 to $25, and being able to turn that into 100, in this market. It doesn't take a lot for that to make a difference, right? So, how many times can you turn 25 into 100, and then turn the 100 into 200, turn the 200 into 400, right? Um, and slowly start making a difference there and doubling your money. Um, yeah. So thank you everybody who is tuned in. I've done a little bit of rambling. Aaron, I did send you a speaker invite. I don't know if you're able to come up as well. I believe we are, wouldn't mind having a little mining update from you or Gary. Um, yeah, Killer Cadigan, things are about to go nuts, right? Um, also, just saw another video of them talking about another bank seizing their depositors' money. Um, I believe it was Citizens Bank that they were talking about. So, and this being a repeated process, it's not the first time that this has happened. It's a repeated process where banks have failed. We we as the taxpayers have bailed them out, um, and they continue to do the same Ponzi scheme, BS crap, and continue to just suck the liquidity um, out of the taxpayer, out of us people. You know, I'm not sure how much of that you've actually seen yourself, Leo. I do see that Sam has joined us up here. Thank you, Sam. Appreciate it. I know, Sam, you got a pretty good finger on the pulse of some things that are going on in the market, and I'm not sure how much of that you closely follow, but what are some of your thoughts on that? I want to hear from you guys, Sam and Leo. What do you guys think?
Just about what's happening with taxes, or what specifically?
Yeah, the inflation effects. Are you feeling any of that yourself personally, or know how it's impacting you? Maybe some family or friends. Um, I think it's getting it's getting tougher here again in perspective relative to man.
I mean, we're still feeling 2022, you know, prices. Like we're not like prices aren't deflating; they're just inflating at a lower rate.
Yeah.
So, I mean, as long as we like 19% of our federal tax revenue is needed just to maintain the amount of debt that we have as a country. And that debt, the majority of which is being sent over the foreign countries so they can fight wars that have nothing to do with us.
Man, that's
And
bullshit.
and that for me is what pisses me off more than, I mean, of course, bank bailouts and stuff piss me off too, because greedy um, um, financial institutions want to make risky plays and scam people, and then they just expect to be bailed out.
Hmm.
But or our government ends up relying on banks and insurance companies in order to be able to get bailed out themselves. But it's all just one big mess that the only answer is changing our financial system, to be
Yeah,
honest.
Hegelian dialect, right? Create the problem and then come in and with the solution, and then that's how you get the masses to move, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Um, I know. It's funny. I got a little video message from somebody that I've spoken to a little bit about crypto, and they bought a little bit here and there, and they actually sent me a video, and I think it was the BlackRock CEO Larry Fink, talking about digital assets and that maneuver over to there, and the amount of money coming into that, and you know and and you know I've shared with some people. I don't shove it down their throat, um, but this is where I do believe that if you're we're here now, so many of us know, but there's a lot of people out there that really they've heard of Bitcoin. They don't understand the blockchain. They don't understand the financial implications that of what's going on in our families. They just look at it as things are difficult, but they don't, I think, not able to stand back and see the larger uh, picture of that, and see what's going on. So yeah,
I mean, most people don't know how money works.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Hey Oliver, thanks for coming up. Did you have any questions or want to make a statement on that? I know we're going to get into some community updates and stuff, but I want to give you an opportunity to share if you like what we're talking about so far.
No, I just hi. My name is Oliver, guys. No, I just came across you guys, and I think I just came into this space, and I heard that you said that not a lot of people know Bitcoin. I think that you're right that they don't know that the monetary systems is so screwed up that each year that people is actually saving in the bank is actually losing their money due to inflations, and they have to understand the facts that Bitcoin is digital gold, the way it is designed, um, by it halvings and all the integrity that is built into Bitcoin. And I think that Bitcoin is the only like money and that we can't escape with, like with the money system that's going on now. Bitcoin is our getaway tickets.
Yeah, I do think that it's going to be a digital gold, so to speak. I mean, that's how it's being portrayed. Um, I do see a lot of utility and other tokens as well. I mean, we talk a lot about XRP here as well. And I think that because you can see how they're being integrated into the financial system, I think that me personally, looking at the wider scale, I think there's a lot of different opportunities for tokens that have utility when it comes to trade fi, uh, logistics, things like that are going to be coming about. And I don't think there's going to be any one clear winner in this space. I think Bitcoin being the driver of the market, though, is going to dictate a lot of this. Personally, and this is my opinion, but I do think that there's going to be quite a few that are going to be the main horses that run the market, right? And I think that's going to be determined by the amount of utility we taught. When you look at price discovery, um, the utility, the use of it is what's going to drive the price, in my opinion. You know, um, yeah, Oliver. I'm interested to see what you have to say. And Oliver, where are you at? Where are you located at? Are you in the U.S.?
I'm from Canada.
Okay.
Yeah, so I actually came across your projects because one of my teammates actually point out what you guys are doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I don't want to go on full pitching on what are we doing, but I love you what you guys are doing in terms of the NFT backing by the mining operations because actually we are actually doing the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but
Yeah.
I don't want to go pitching about our projects, but I'm just want to hear be here and hear you guys what you guys are up to, what's going on and stuff. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're going to get into some more community updates as far as what's going on lately with the project because there are a couple of exciting things that we're working on, guys. And most of you who are here from the community are probably aware of that. But I do want to touch on it. Everybody give them an update. Um, uh, and Oliver too, we like to discuss in our regular spaces. We do one each night. We talk about different like retirement ideas, capital. What do I want to say? My brain is foggy right now. Um, Basically, how to secure your capital from the bull market, right? What are some strategies to do that? Growing your dollars. Um, we've brought up a lot of stuff with that regarding education, and we'll kind of get into that. And again, there's a lot of good news that's coming out. I think that as we grow, Bitcoin ETFs getting approved. We've discussed that. Um, but I think we're seeing a lot of volatility in the market right now. There's going to be some FUD coming out that's going to drive things down. There's some news that comes out as well. Man, I want to get to a couple news things and touch on those. Standard Charter sees Bitcoin breaking 2024 with a mind-blowing BTC moonshot to 100,000. Oof. What do you guys think? Do you think that we're going to hit that 100,000 mark, or do you think that these are things to we have the FUD side of things, and then you see price indications like this of analysts that are saying it's going to go to 100,000. Now we've already hit 69K, right? So we know just getting that all-time high, and we're sitting at let's see. Let me see real quick what we're sitting at as far as market cap right now.
I mean, I think we're going to have a bull run mid next year. I've been anticipating that since everything went to shit last year. So
Yeah.
um, it's still looking like it's going to be mid 2024.
Yeah, I mean we're
So I
sitting
think it's possible.
just under 1.4 trillion dollar market cap, right? And Bitcoin dominance is kind of at this critical level. It's been like this for well, it's gone up and come back down, but I think we're slowly starting to see that Bitcoin dominance is going to start moving this entire market. And again, the last height of the market, we were at just over what 3.1, $3.2 trillion. So we're only halfway there. I mean, we have a lot more liquidity left to be injected into this market to get back to the market cap that we were at the height of it. Now, we've discussed if there's a Bitcoin ETF approval, what is the price of Bitcoin likely to go to? I mean, that would be absolutely mind-blowingly huge, I think, for a lot of people. All right. I know, Oliver, you had your hand up. I don't know it went down. So, Oliver, what do you think? Are you focused on Bitcoin mainly?
For us, we're operating. We don't focus on just Bitcoin. We focus mainly on the ones that is bringing the best ROI
Sure.
in terms of the operations, like which one bring the best return.
Yeah.
Um, but you were saying what happened to Bitcoin price if the spot ETF is approved. I think that is going to be I would say like it's going to be huge. Like I know the upsides of Bitcoin that what Bitcoin could do if the spot ETF is approved, right? Because of this money injection into Bitcoin's market cap, which will drive Bitcoin insanely up, right? And which is the rumor of Bitcoin being approved, you could see the Bitcoin went up like crazy, right?
Yeah.
And I cannot imagine Bitcoin being actually approved, right? But yeah, I just have one question for you
Yeah.
guys, right? Because I just came across about you guys, but I learned that you guys are based on Ethereum.
Yeah, our NFT collection right now is currently on Ethereum, and for anybody that's listening to this later on, yes, our Dogface Labs ecosystem. Again, this is Xeno mining is just the third collection. We were a 7 collection ecosystem. We've now expanded that to 8. We're actually currently working on another collection. For some of you guys that are in Discord, man, you've seen some early renditions, but man, I will tell you, the artwork on this XRP collection we are getting ready to launch is in fire. Um, the the caliber of the artwork, the meticulous nature that's going into making sure it's all appropriate as far as the AI art generation. We're being really particular about that. The team is going above and beyond. They've gone through hundreds and hundreds of images to make sure everything is looking appropriate. Um, so, yeah,
But
it's dope. But our main collections right now, uh, our OG collection, Second Battalion, and Xeno Mining are all on the ERC, the Ethereum chain. Um, Guys, if you haven't been paying attention, we have adjusted the price impact for phase 3 right now. It's 0.15 to keep it right at that $300 mark. And you do get your 10,000 ammo attached right now to your phase 3 mint. And during December, if you guys haven't caught the news, during December, if you are minting a phase 3 Xeno, we have a 25,000 ammo bonus for you so that you can top off your Xeno mining to get max rewards right away. Make sure you open a ticket in our Discord if you mint, and that way we can get your wallet and get the ammo airdrop to you so you can stake it to your Xeno mining NFT. And that's kind of how we do it here, Oliver. We actually have a ERC20 token. It's called ammo. um, we are able to stake our first collection, second collection, and now the Xeno collection. Each one can earn you some ammo. Um, OGs and second battalions, when you have multiples of them, you get some bonuses on ammo for staking them. That's how we determine our mining reward levels here at Xeno. It is a tiered system. You get up to 35,000 ammo staked to your Xeno mining NFT, and that maximizes your reward structure. Um, and that way,
Yeah.
you guys know where we're at as far as in December here. We know that we're dropping those bonuses for y'all. So
Yeah, I just have one question
sure.
because when I heard about the Ethereum, so how do you guys deal with the high withdrawal fee from Ethereum, I guess, when people want to withdraw their staking rewards and the participation reward for the mining, the profits?
Mm-hmm.
So like how do you guys deal with the
So
very high gas fee of
So with
Ethereum?
Xeno, it's not that bad because the dev did our dev has done an amazing job on the smart contract with Xeno, and a lot of that comes down on the back end. That I believe I'm not a developer, but my understanding is that it's the minimizing the amount of actual on-chain transactions is what's actually driving the transaction or gas price, right? When you're staking or unstaking anything, right, or claiming. um, we are actually doing a revision to our ammo token, um, and we believe that we're going to, with this revision, we'll be able to minimize more of those transactions on there and minimize the gas and things like that to a degree. Um, we have spoken to the dev. Um, we're not in a situation to have a complete overhaul. But there will be a revision to the MO token. There will be a version 2 that we launch. There'll be a process to that to switch over in order to do that, and we'll be minimizing the gas fees as much as possible by eliminating some of the transactions that go into that. Our original dev that started off was probably not the most qualified. Now we have a dev of devs. Our dev promo is a freaking beast, and he's the head dev for a group. So I think he manages around 40 devs underneath him. So he knows shit. So he's done an amazing job for us, and we're excited about that from the standpoint of being able to constantly move forward with that. But we're also going to look to go to other chains because we know that not everybody is super excited about the Ethereum chain. And obviously, with gas fees, there's fees involved in that, right?
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
actually, yeah, you're right because we are also built on Ethereum. Um, but the reason I asked you is because we can actually work the way around the Ethereum transaction fee to like 90 cent per transactions. How we do it is we cross chains on the transactions where it allows you to stake on Ethereum, and when you withdraw the rewards, you pay 90 cents per transactions, and the reward goes straight to four different blockchains that you prefer,
Hmm.
like bind. So, like the reason I asked you is because and we have this technology to offer, right? If you guys looking forward that, just keep in mind that we have a solution where maybe we can work our way around to work with each other.
Perfect. Yeah. Are you in our Discord already, Oliver?
No, I'm not in your Discord. I just came across you tonight, and I just wanted to join the space and see what you guys are up to. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
yeah brought me to talk about this.
Is our rewards right now? Our first reward went out in October. Uh, we had 10 machines online for 30 days at that point in time. We've now increased our machines up to now to 42, and our next payout will be in January. But I'd be interested in having a discussion on the back end in and how you guys are doing that as well, because we will be splitting our rewards up into the wrapped versions of Bitcoin, Litecoin, Doge, and Cadena. We haven't purchased any of our Nervos miners as of yet because exactly what you're talking about, right? The ROI, you want to stick where you're getting the greatest ROI, especially in this market right now. You go with what's working. The merge miners of the Doge and Litecoin have been doing really well for us. And we have a large chunk of S19s. So everybody knows where we're at with that.
I think yeah, the S19 is very cool. Yeah. So, sure. I just wanted to like let you guys know that we have the solutions to your problem. It's called CCI, multi cross chain interactions. It's built in house at our team for the past whole year. So I just wanted to like throw it out there, just in case you guys see you guys have the problem, and I just wanted to like let you know that we have the solution for
Yeah.
you. And in the future, if you want to work together, maybe we can figure our way around to basically work together and just
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind hopping in, let's connect in Discord and have some conversation around that because that's the one thing that I think that we do as a project really well is be open to solutions. And it's amazing what the community comes up with, as far as solutions to things. Being open as an investment group to other investment ideas and things where there's always opportunities. It's amazing to me how much development there is on the tech side in this space and how quickly it moves, right? So when these kind of problems come, and somebody figures out a solution, man, that can be, yeah, a money saver right there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I believe that like to build a building industry together is about building good relationship together that help each other grow, right? So I believe that like if I have the solution, like it was like actually like it was not easy. We spent like one whole year at the back end developing like the two technologies. It goes alongside each other. One is called asset-free staking, which allows you to stake the NFT without actually locking the NFT while accumulating the rewards. Like you can move your NFT like anywhere, like store it in your cold wallet, store it on other wallets, but still accumulating the rewards and coming to withdraw the rewards
Yeah.
without having your NFT with you, right? So that's eliminate the back and forth of transferring your NFT on Ethereum, and then plus the 90-cent withdrawal to straight to 4 different blockchain, it come line in line together, right? So we have this like cool thing, yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's dope. Yeah, let's definitely connect on the back end because that I know that our founder probably listening in. Um, as well. And if that's a solution that we can get to that keeps more money in the pockets of our community, then that's what we're about. Right. And that's ultimately that's what we want to do. Right. If we don't have to be wasting uh, money on gas fees and things like that. I mean, most of our community is well invested in. They understand they're staking and they're leaving in there because of the long term benefits of it. But if there's a better viable solution that allows the community to be able to do more and save more money, I'm always down to explore that myself, and I know that we always look for those opportunities. So, Oliver, that's amazing. Thank you for coming up and sharing that, and hopefully we'll have a chance to connect on the back end and discuss more of that, and maybe that. Hey, you never know where things go, man. So appreciate it. You know, we did have Leo. I saw you with your hand up, man, and I kind of got off into a tangent and some other things. But Leo, I'm going to hand it over to you because I want you to let the community know some of the things that you've been working on. And I know you guys have seen Leo up here speaking with me a lot. He's been doing an amazing job at bringing some resources to the veteran community that's been super helpful, and it looks like we're moving forward with some of these ideas, some of these things that have come to fruition. But I'm not going to steal the thunder. I want Leo to actually go ahead and share those.
Okay, one thing that I want to say from the training that we're supposed to have next month, but Mark gave it to us this month, is and this is something Vince has said a lot, is that beware when they tempt you with, hey, you're missing out, hey, something's going up. Um, so a lot of times the train, like the Sheldon's training was, that's the time to sell because they're trying to trap the retailers in there with the trap. So I just wanted to put that out there. Okay, so pretty much for the last 10 years, I've been working with Phil, my boss, and we do extra benefits for no cost. Um, and we provide benefits to disabled people, Medicare, veterans. Um, and he was associated with a company called Advocate that was created by a colonel. And then in the last maybe 5, 6 years, he formed what's called an advocate intake team, and all they do are veteran benefits. That's what their job is. They're pro bono because Medicare, as you know, well, if you don't know, they created Part C, which is the Advantage plan. And whenever someone gets on an Advantage plan, whoever signs them up gets a commission, and then that funds the team. So when it goes to the vets, they're self-funded. So when they provide service, the no-cost service to vets, there's no charge. They'll answer questions, see if you're getting the right benefits. If you're not, they'll approach the VA on your behalf because they're an advocacy group to the VA. Um, it's not guaranteed, but they've had a lot of success in raising the percentage of disability. Medicare, you're either disabled or not. They hire a doctor, they evaluate you, either disabled or not. VA, there's a percentage rate, and they've actually raised quite a few veterans, especially in Maine, the ones we help. They've raised it. So that's one side of the story. The other side is Mark really wanted to help out veterans and first responders. So with the mental aspect, obviously, Dr. Space Traveler handles that. But he also, with the sellout of the third phase, he wants to start a retreat. Well, apart from the retreat, we found out that through a nonprofit and using what's called the McKinney-Vento Act in the United States, that if there's an abandoned government facility, that you can rent it from them really cheap using that act if you're a nonprofit. So we started getting the ball rolling on that one. And it doesn't say it has to be like an all 24/7. It could be just like a day thing. So, you can have it open up in the morning and homeless people, food bank, veterans can go there, get education. We can have every so often, I have like a vet representative go there and help, have instructions and have education, answer questions, see if they have the right benefits. And lunch is obviously the cheapest way to feed people. So, um, Phil, he's associated with a national company called
This space was downloaded via spacesdown.com. Visit to download your spaces today.
Samaritan's Purse. So they can provide food and so obviously, just getting the people there to volunteer, to man it during the day. So that's one thing we're working on in the background. And this has nothing to do with the retreat, but the retreat, there's some similarities we can do both sides with. So with the actual physical benefits with the VA and um, the homeless places, that's what I'm working on, and we're really people in organizations. We approach them and they step up right to the plate with the veterans. They hear veterans, they want to step up, they want to pitch in. So Phil's getting a lot of success in Maine with people that want to volunteer. So that's all I need to say. Um, Surfer Dude, you came up. Why don't you give you the mic and share what you want to say?
Yeah, what's going on? Yeah, I didn't want to touch on the stuff you guys have just been talking about, but a bit earlier when you were talking about the ETF potential, I put a up in the nest um, a graph of gold and when the gold ETF kicked into play, which was I believe in 2004, and you see it sitting around 400. And then within 7 years, it went up to nearly 2,000. So I'm not sure what the market cap was when it was at 400, but I believe the market cap at the moment is about 13 trillion. So you could probably work your way back and come up with some numbers that may be a little bit of a possible comparison for Bitcoin. But either way, it looks like when you look at what gold has done once the ETF kicked in, if Bitcoin is any kind of remote reflection of what that is, and you're holding Bitcoin, yeah, you'll be very happy in about 10 years' time. Very, very happy. So that's all I wanted to say.
Well, and that's the case, right? We talk about this too in spaces, how the one of the purposes of mining access is being able to earn Bitcoin at below what a spot price would be. If the price of Bitcoin continues to rise like this, the the rewards become even that much juicier over time, because you're literally earning it way below spot price at that point in time, right? um, we've mentioned it before that there's as a business structure, you have to look at what your costs are versus the rewards, right? And if Bitcoin's price were to drop too low, a lot of mining operations had to consider, or did end up shutting their machines down because they could no longer be profitable because it was costing them so much money. And it would have to really come down quite a bit. And we talk about this like 15K mark, where it would have to drop below 15K with us having our power rate being what it is to even have to start to consider that aspect. To be able to see the price appreciation continue to rise, these are probably the last times that we will ever see, going into this bull run, Bitcoin price be as low as in the 30s, right? Could we get one more flash dip down? I think so. There's still room for it to occur before going into the halving next year. I don't know, but I think that makes me very excited to be able to have mining exposure, to be able to get these cryptos at these prices that over time, the rewards for us become even that much juicier as time goes on, right? Surfer Dude, yeah, go for it.
Do you guys think that if we do get the Bitcoin ETF, but also there's a lot of talk around the Ethereum ETF as well, that and the amount that is built underneath Ethereum is huge. Do you think that's going to lift the entire market of quality projects? And as you say, we're never going to see, once we get that big Bitcoin ETF, the price of Bitcoin pull back like it has. Do we think a lot of good projects, layer ones and quality layer twos, are going to probably never go back to their lows again?
Great question. Um, I don't know that. I think here becomes the risk, right? Because look at how many thousands of tokens there are in the space overall. And are some of these, are they even going to make it, right? If they don't have the utility, they don't have the team structure in place in order to, let's say regulation comes out, right, and they need to go back and they have to change some things. Are they going to have the funding in place, right? Have they ran it like a business and had operational funds set aside that potentially can allow them to make these changes and meet certain criteria, or are they going to end up just saying, you know what, we're done, we're just going to fold? I think that's a real plausibility as well. I think the regulatory framework, once it gets established, is going to be the thing that either kills the projects or elevates the ones that have been building and have a strong structure, a team, leadership in place, and have had the wherewithal to be looking to already move in the directions of where things are going to be. Does that make sense? If they've had the foresight to be preparing for this to come, and making arrangements for that, where they're not really kind of caught in a conundrum of having to go back to square one and restructure how they're built or some things like that in order to meet some regulatory framework. Um, I believe that that's going to crush some of them, and they're just absolutely not going to be able to come back. And I think that we as investors, um, you know, some of these are very speculatory. We don't know what they're going to do. That's why I think that when you start looking at what that utility behind it is, we know that there's a lot of utility as far as the financial system with XRP. The VeChain does a lot with utility in logistics, right? Tracking things. XDC with TradeFi and bringing down these barriers of the supply chain, being able to transfer at a more economical and efficient rate, by all these things. If they're solving real freaking problems, I think that those are absolutely going to be the ones that knock it out of the park. The ones that don't have that type of utility, what are they actually used for then at that point in time? And are those just going to get absolutely crushed, and see them disappear? So,
Yeah, I think it's really really good points, and it's a really interesting time to be in crypto because obviously we're all aware of what happened to Binance recently, and then the next day you find out that Ronaldo's getting sued because he advertised or he promoted um, uh, securities on Binance. But how the hell was he supposed to know that? And there was no clarity at the time. So it's really interesting because they're, in a way, we're trying to push forward for regulation, but then again, anyone that is trying to promote these things, especially famous people, are now getting sued for having promoted all of these projects and tokens. So it's a really difficult thing to navigate right now. Whether you can promote something in a certain way, whether your token's going to be safe in the long run. And if I'm honest, I think the US government is enjoying this scramble. But I don't want to go too far down that rabbit hole because we'll never come out, or we won't come out happy.
well, I want to play devil's advocate here too, and let me know what you guys think. Because if we are using, I think we've touched on this a little bit. Um, Using the influencers to drive a project, right? Is that really what we want in the space? You know what I'm saying? Because there's been YouTubers, influencers of the market. They can pump bags for people, and then people will FOMO into it because it got promoted by a certain individual. And then what's going on in the back end? Are they getting rugged? Are they pumping somebody's bags and somebody else is taking profits on it? I think I almost in the space. I don't want those people in here. You know, or maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But I think as this space is so lacking in the direction as far as clarity wise, especially with like SEC and what's the security, and many of these may fall into the realm of security. So we may see a lot of these projects just disappear, like I said, because of that, because they're not actually doing things above board to build with utility and meet those potential regulatory things, even though the SEC has not been real clear about its process, right? It sounds to me like they've made it very difficult for um, for projects to know what that framework is in order to meet it. I mean, you look at even the back and forth going between Coinbase of, what are they able to offer? They try to go and register with SEC and do this, and you can't even find documents that they can do it, and all this back and forth. Is all this really at this point, as they're building out the structure, they want to create as much of this FUD and uncertainty and doubt right now to keep the average retail investor from putting any money into it, right? Because if they can do that, and then they come in and they say, okay, all right, we've got this regulatory clearance now, or clarity now, and that then all the big banks now are positioned, right, to now be the saviors of this. Oh, come keep your crypto custody at our bank, so you don't lose it, because you as a retail investor are just not intelligent enough to handle your own finances. Just bring it to us, right? Um, is all that being set up right now? And it's kind of like that roadmap. We're just in the middle of it right now. And if we can step back and kind of say, all right, what's the big picture here? Who's standing to benefit from this maneuver in the long run? And I know Surfer Dude, like we can go down some rabbit holes, but I think that we're not that far off. I mean, I don't mind putting a tinfoil hat on, to be honest, and I think that that's kind of where it's going. Now, Sam, I know you've been in the market quite a while too, and have a little bit of a pulse on, even the NFT blockchain. Do you think that that's the case, or do you think that I might be off target a little bit? Because I'm okay being wrong.
Um, you're talking about on the NFT market? Sorry, I'm in the middle of cooking dinner right
Yeah.
now. You're talking.
Yeah, I think overall in the market, I think there's just, I think they're trying to keep as many of the retail investors just on the fence.
Well, I think there's a lot of mess going around because a lot of the bigger financial institutions who obviously pull all the strings. It's not really a far fetched conspiracy theory to say that, but since they own everything,
Mm-hmm.
but I think that they are purposely messing with things so that way they can buy it up for a lower cost, and after that, that's whenever things are really start to take off. So I think that's what's going on right now.
I think I'd even seen like a news that was it MicroStrategies. Somebody was buying up Bitcoin at that, like, I think like over 1,000 Bitcoin at like 33K, I want to say. So I mean, if that's indeed the case, and they're looking to buy Bitcoin at 33K, you know, can the market makers drive it back down one last time so that they're able to snatch that up? Surfer dude, go for it.
Yeah, it's I think there's a lot of really good points. I think, look, I don't understand the regulatory space very well, but I do certainly think that some things need to be tidied up. One of the biggest games, or Web3 games that's been created that I've had my eye on for quite a while, is a game called Shrapnel, and they I found out recently that US players were being held back from a function within the game which stopped you from being able to cash out. So clearly, the regulatory bodies in the US are not happy with people making money in crypto. When even a game, they're restricting you from being able to, make some profits there. But I just found out that a few days ago, and I was just reading about it then, the Shrapnel directors sue majority shareholder. And so basically all the projects sort of pulled right and tight. I think they've locked off a lot of areas of communication and stuff. And it's so freaking messy. It's like, and I know that can happen in any game, anywhere or any project sort of thing, but it's it's very messy when you think about mass adoption and people come into the space. When they hear about stuff like that, it does in a way kind of scream sort of rug or beware. And so I don't know how a regulatory body tidies that sort of stuff up. When I mean, the earning crypto is one thing, but when they're trying to do takeovers and stuff like that, when people just want to play a game, it doesn't make you feel all warm inside. That's for sure.
Yeah. Shoot, I just had a thought and it escapes me. While I think of that, Leo, I'm gonna pass the mic over to Leo. I'm gonna throw you under the bus and into the hot seat for a second, Leo.
Yeah, you're good.
I had a thought and now it's escaped me. I'm just gonna chalk it up to old age. And give me see if I can recall it.
Yeah, you can come back on, no problem. Um, well, while we have Gary up, why don't we have a quick update on the mining report?
Do we have Gary? Is Gary up here?
Yeah, Gary, are you there?
I don't see Gary.
Yeah, he's in this. Oh, really? I see his PFP as a speaker.
Freaking Twitter acting up again.
I don't know. Okay, never mind. Sorry. But let's go back to what you were saying before, though, because I don't know. It's just it's like they're scared. They know that their time is nearing, and they want to be controlling. They want to, be manipulative because they know their time is short. They know what's going to happen, but somehow they just want to put their thumbs on the retail, and it's like, there's just so much that you can take, and it's like because just they know their time is short.
Yeah.
That's what it
Um,
really is. They're scared.
yeah. I think this is a very, very multifaceted thing that we have going on here, right, in this situation, because you have um, the taxes that we currently pay, you have inflation that's hitting us, which is another form of taxation, right? Um, illegal taxation. Um, and it feels like they are really putting the pressure on the retail. Like, if you want to be able to prevent people from being able to invest, not only can you create FUD around the markets, but if you can keep the inflation high enough, people don't even have the money to invest, right? It becomes a lot harder for folks to be able to say, well, um, I could spend $300 on my Xeno, um, but I might have to pay a utility bill. These are real things that people may have to be faced with. But if you're in a position where you're able to create some secondary income and then be able to continue to invest, especially in something like a Xeno, where you have a, the funds are going to purchase real world assets, the crypto miners that are there, right? They're now working 24/7 for you to create income. You now have put that into a plan that will continue to pay you and keep you going. Um, I think that's where we have to become more savvy investors, right? And see the bigger picture and things like that. So, um, yeah. Yeah, I think this is a very, very wide topic to be discussing, with many legs to it. And man, I think it's hard sometimes to see the bigger picture when you're so sucked into a microcosm, right? And and actually, I'm kind of glad that I just made that analogy, because and Leo, I think you were I don't know if you talked about this, but you were gone through that the recent education course on the markets, but and I didn't really understand this when I first got into crypto, was stop looking at a 5 minute chart, or 15 minute chart, or even a 30 minute or a 1 hour. If you really want to know what's going on in the market as a structure, you got to zoom out and see the bigger picture, and get away from the minutia of the smaller time frames, right? In order to see where you're at in market structure. Um, I, I do follow some people that do some TA. There's some things. There's some really good tools out there for us to be able to become smarter, either day traders if you choose to do that, or swing traders, or if you're just looking to become a hodler, right, for the long term. And there's definitely benefits to that as well, because it's less stressful, I think, and to some degree, right? For, kind of, make your purchases and just kind of set it and forget it, so to speak, until the bull run comes around. But there's a lot of money that can be made in the structure of knowing market movements, whether it's through looking at Wyckoff, and looking at market structures. Um, whether you study Elliott wave theory, there's multiple tools that we have at our disposal if we start to educate ourselves in seeing how the market's moving, and at least being able to make some smarter decisions of when you enter the market. I think that one thing that becomes a next step evolution for folks is starting to learn, like, you can buy spot, Bitcoin price, or spot, crypto prices, and just hold. But there's one thing I had to learn the hard way is capital management, right? Because protecting what capital you have, if the market goes against you, becomes an important part to kind of cut your ties, retain what capital you have to be able to play with, and then be able to look to reinvest later on. That was one thing that I had to learn, unfortunately, the hard way. And so, being as busy as I am, I just sat back and said, you know what, I'm just going to sit and wait on my bags, right? And, you don't actually lose until you sell at a loss, right? So, it's been arduous, I'll tell you that. It's been painful to sometimes see your portfolio shrink down. And that's what happens in this market. You guys, we were looking at altcoins that in a bear market will lose anywhere from 95 to 99% of their value from their all-time highs. All right. Do not be the exit liquidity. Do not go chasing those green candles. The hardest thing in this space is to become non-emotional with those, and let the market start coming to you. And it's very hard sometimes, because you think, oh man, you see it pumping up, right? It's up 30%. It's going to keep going. It doesn't mean it's going to keep going. Um, the market goes up, it comes back down again, right? Um, Being okay with missing some opportunities, because there's plenty of other ones out there as well. It doesn't always feel that way, but that's the difficult part. I think that we as human beings have this such a strong emotional aspect to us that we, in trading the market, we have to become unemotional with that. And I think, again, that ties back to what we're doing with Xeno mining, and being able to kind of like, look, you don't have to worry about all that. All you got to do is worry about just staking your NFT and collecting the rewards each quarter, right? Much less stressful for some folks, especially if you have a lot of things going on in your lives. So I'm going to pass the mic over to either Leo or Surfer Dude. Sam. I feel like I've been kind of chatting it up for here a little bit, but I think these are all things that we need to remind ourselves of in this space, and in the community, as far as like saying, hey, you know, be careful if you're chasing those green candles, because you can get wrecked. Overall, when you're looking at your investment portfolio, what's your venture capital versus your long-term holds, yeah, all those things. But I'm going to pass the mic over to you guys. Any comments, commentary? I know we've been going just over an hour now. and we kind of didn't get into too many specific things with Xeno today, but we do have again the XRP artwork for the XRP collection is coming along well. It's amazing to see some of that artwork. Guys, we just need to get some more eyes on the project, and I know that, again, going back and touching on, a lot of us have some liquidity tied up in this algo trading thing. Many of us are looking to have that liquidity released back to us. We're going to be talking about this all the way up until December 11th. See if they actually follow through with what they're doing. I think that's going to create or take a lot of anxiety off the table for some folks that have a good amount of capital tied up in that. And I think we're going to see that go. Don't forget, as I mentioned, in December, if you do mint, the mint price has been adjusted back down to 0.15 ETH to keep it at that $300 mark range. And the bonus of 25,000 ammo right now, if you have the liquidity and you want to snag it up, I would encourage you to do so. Don't forget, as we get further into phase 3, the price will be increasing as well. So do your due diligence, do your homework, obviously be smart with your money, but definitely this is a good time to be investing if you have the liquidity to do that. But again, I'm rambling on, so because I do get passionate about what we're covering here and what we're doing. So I'll pass the mic over to you guys.
I just want to know, Vince, have you approached Walmart Sporting Goods and got your snorkels and your goggles and your wetsuit and your fins yet?
Right? We're going to have to go swimming with these machines, aren't we?
Yeah, I don't know. Swimming in mineral oil is good for you. It might be a little bit toxic somehow.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's trading and monitoring markets is a little bit different now than what it was, probably even 5 years ago, with the opportunities with AI technology, um, and how much it can help support, I guess, and encourage a person's ability to trade and make decisions and that kind of thing. And I guess that's something that I think is really important to leverage, because the more you can leverage it, the more efficient you're going to be. But I guess at the same time, that's probably why regulators and stuff are so harsh on the market. It's so harsh on AI, especially from the public side of things, because change for anyone can be a very difficult thing. It can be scary. And when you look at a lot of the regulators and stuff, and they're like in their late 70s, it's like, yeah, they don't have a hope in hell of being able to have a degree of peace and patience about everything going on. They're probably scrambling because, like my mother, for example, she still uses like an old, not quite a brick phone, but like an old Nokia, a really old Nokia. It's got a like snake game on it and stuff like that. And I just think that, these people are really, really, if they thought crypto and the innovation that's bringing was difficult, wait until they see AI and AGI. Wait till that really kicks in. Holy crap! This space is moving really fast, but there's also a lot of opportunities to leverage there. And like I was chatting with Fleece in that last night, and I'm doing what I can to be able to capitalize on this, because even though they are making it sort of more difficult for your middle income earner, there's also opportunities there to make moves and with this technology. So you can't shy away from it. Got to go at it.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I think that you have the baby boomer generation. There's a lot of money tied up with that. How comfortable are they going to be with this transition? I can remember back in the day that, when we moved to credit cards, right? That many became suspicious of credit cards. They didn't want to use them online. And it brought some freedom, right? In regards to not having to carry cash all the time. But then there was, getting back to uh, easier access, to be able to spend things and access to products online. Then, you know, how comfortable are they going to be? If I had to tell my parents now what blockchain is, they would look at me like I had two heads, right? And how this stuff, they don't, honestly, I don't think they care at this point, right? All they care is that, okay, if I go to the store and I swipe my card now, I know that I can pay for this. They're not going to care that that money, that transaction might be converted to XRP, settled in XRP, back to another. They don't care about all that. They just care about, can I pay for this, right? you know but I also see that the powers that be also want to be able to get more access. If they can get rid of cash and move us to digital, now they can see more of what's going on in the market, where that money is flowing. Can there be good from that data? Yeah, I think there can be good information drawn from that data, but it also gives them a lot of information of what's going on. And is that giving away too much information from us? Your privacy is essentially lost in that regard, right? And I think that's where there's opportunity to be made from getting those who are unbanked into the banking system, right? Because there's a lot of people that still use cash as a medium. Um, if they can get more of those people into the banking system, the financial system, obviously there's more taxation that can occur, then that creates more revenue, right? Um, yeah, I think there's a lot, I think we're right in the middle of this bad relationship. And sometimes it's hard to see the big picture when you're right smack dab in the middle of it, right?
Exactly. Appreciate it, guys. Let's go jump down to listener, and yeah, I'm going for a skateboard. Have a good one.
No worries. Get your exercise in, man. Get the body moving. All right, Sam, Leo. Yeah, man, let's look to wrap up the space today. Guys, stay posted of what's going on inside Discord. We got a lot of events going on, a lot of good conversation, education. Excited to see where we're going with the XRP collection. Like I said, the art is dope. You guys are gonna absolutely fucking love it. If you're going to be interested in purchasing the XRP Army NFT collection that's coming, make sure you're DCAing, getting your XRP, because we don't know when it's going to start going up. And if you follow XRP charting, man, it likes to just go arduous sideways, and then all of a sudden you'll see it just boom, it'll spring up. Make sure you get your XRP loaded. If you need a Zum wallet, need some education, got questions about it, make sure you head us up in Discord. There's many of us that have been, with XRP for a while. We can help answer some questions and guide you along that route. We're here to make sure that you do some of the right things so you don't end up losing funds, especially in these times, right? Sam, Leo, anything you want to comment on? And I'm going to look to wrap up tonight's space.
I think you pretty much covered quite a lot. If I say anything, I'm just going to get into a rant. So I'll just, leave it alone.
Is that are we allowed to say that R word? Rant is okay, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's different,
I posted earlier, so
rant. But yeah, I just don't care anymore. I'm just saying whatever I want now on my account, and people can unfollow me if they don't like it. But
Well, let's chat about that a little bit, because do you know, we've talked a little bit about it's like social censorship, right? You know, we're having to be careful about what you say all the time, because somebody's going to be offended. If I say something that somebody doesn't like, I'm going to be my money's not going to come back to me if I'm in this Discord, you know, raising some questions and concerns. You guys might know what I'm talking about, with some
Oh
community.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, being able to be in a position where you can call out bad actors for what they are, right? Um, I think there's a little bit of that toxicity when it comes to this tribalism and stuff, and I think that we, even in this space, being able to basically police our own, so to speak, um, is one way of keeping some of these bad actors out of the space. But that's my just my thoughts and opinions on that.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree. People need to be able to say what's on their mind. Granted that it's not um, too far.
Yeah, and I when you start talking about money, people are anxious, right? They do want to know where it's going, how it's being utilized. It's a big reason why we have, I believe, that we've been as successful as we have, to be as transparent with the community as we possibly can, so they understand that these funds are where they're going. They're getting invested into the machines. Um, I know we're working on some UI interface to bring you guys more information, so you guys can see what we're hashing at and things like that. It's a process with the dev to get these things built out, but that's, we know that that's information that you guys are going to want, because we want it too, right? We want to be able to go and look at these things, and be able to see that information of where we're hashing at, how good we're doing it. I think we're excited to be able to take the miners and get them into this immersion facility. Um, and to get that power rate too as well, and really kick up some of these rewards, especially as we start looking to head into the halving in April timeframe. But with that kind of being said, you know, let's look to wrap it up. I'll pass it over to Leo. Any kind of final comments, Leo, and we'll look to end today's space.
Yeah, just thanks for coming, and that's it.
All right, guys. Thank you, everybody who's tuned in today. If you're not already in our Discord, please click on the Xeno Mining PFP, hop in there. We're always in there hanging out. Sometimes you can find many of us in the community voice channel later in the evenings in the US. It's a great time to come in and connect with a lot of the team members, chatting it up in there. And ask questions if you have it. Read through our white paper. I think that we've positioned ourselves quite well with the diversity in crypto tokens that we're mining, to take full advantage of this next bull run. And I think if again, some of these things are getting approved and the market starts maturing as we move along, um, you know, as a longer term play, that we're not looking for the Lambo tomorrow. But I think we're gonna see some really good returns coming in 2024, 25 in this next bull market, with Bitcoin and altcoins popping off. And I think we're starting to see this market sentiment already shifting. So a lot of liquidity is starting to come back. We have a lot more to go. And I think I'm very excited for where I'm at in my investment strategy, and definitely looking to take some really nice profits coming up into the next bull run. But we will continue to have these discussions as we get closer and closer to the April timeframe, and you know, take what the market gives us, right? All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Appreciate your time, attention. Look forward to chatting it up with you guys in Discord as well. And I hope that you guys have a safe holiday season as well. Make sure that you guys spend some time with family. You know, time is short, and you don't know when it might end here, you know, for you. So please take advantage of that, you know, and connect with family. It was great for me to go and spend some time with family over the Thanksgiving holiday here, and have some good discussions with them. And I think that that's something I hope to have more of, with some financial freedom that comes along with this market than potentially what it's able to give me, and still be able to, give back to the many of you that are here in the community. So thank you, everybody. And you have a wonderful evening. Appreciate you guys.